And we're live. Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm so sorry. I'm 5 minutes late. I schedule these things at noon because it's like the time that works for me. And then I had to get a snack, and then I had some technical issues with Google Chrome today. So we're not on the best of terms. And then my USB cord wanted to just continue to disconnect. So yeah, but I guess we'll start the stream. There's 4 of you and some comments, so I can't wait to get to talk to all of you guys. The reason I'm moving this up to today is because tomorrow is the 4th of July, and seeing as I love my country and I live in the USA, I am planning to spend all day at the pool or outside or at fireworks tomorrow. And so I didn't want to like miss out doing this with you guys. Plus, I feel like we've all seen the episode at this point, and we all need to get the emotions off our chest. So, like, let's do it on Saturday. So I hope this works for you. If it doesn't, no problem if you guys got to go or anything like that. But I figured we'd just do our little, like, live stream recap and chat today since I've got the time, and I think we've all, like, I don't know. We need to talk about this episode, guys. Like, this is an emotional episode. Reagan is here. Hello, Reagan. I hope you're having an amazing Saturday. What did you think of the episode, Reagan? I'm still in shock about everything that happened. Brooklyn, hi. How are you doing? Hope your day is amazing as always. Soha, hello. How are you doing? Josmy, am I pronouncing that correctly? Hi. How are you? Welcome to the stream. The Best Federer, hey, how are you doing? Happy Saturday. Louise, hi, how are you? The last episode was too much. I mean, could we like sum it up in better words? I don't think so. Like this episode, guys, like I'm so glad I got rid of the rating a couple weeks ago because everything would have been a 5, and now this episode would have made me be like, okay, everything else is like a 3 compared to this episode because like it was so well written, even though it was so painful and like so like heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, and so like yeah. Okay, Soha said, is it just me or is there some other noise? I don't know. Is there lag, guys? I'm sorry. I've been having some tech issues today. Let's see if I can figure it out. Yeah, sorry. Usually I use Google Chrome and just the webcam on my camera because Google Chrome won't use my... But today Google Chrome won't use my webcam. But I've literally been using this for the past couple days and everything's been fine. So if the problems are like really bad, I can like end the stream and try to fix them and come back. But if it's just a lag, I don't know what to do. I turned the sound of my computer off. It won't like register. Like my AirPods for some reason on Firefox is what I'm on right now. So seriously, if there's other noise or something, let me know. Yeah. Sorry, apologies. Jack. Yo, what is up, Jack? Happy Saturday. Jack put out 2 videos today, guys. Check them out. He's got a Blu-ray haul for June. And he's got a Tomorrow War. If I read that, yep. Which? Reagan is asking, how did you like the Tomorrow War? I have actually not seen it. I actually haven't yet. Yeah, but I'm hearing really good things about it. I really want to watch it. The initial trailer got me super hyped for it when I reacted to. But I feel like there's been more stuff going forward that has gotten me super Jaren over at Jaren, guys aren't subscribed to him. He has okay. Jack Sam getting major feedback. Okay, hold on. Guys, I am going to try to end the stream and come back. I will be right back. I think it's an issue with Firefox. Give me 2 seconds. Super major apologies for this. I'm actually going to mute myself. Okay, nope. Okay, how does the audio sound now? Can you guys hear me? Or is there feedback? Because right now I have the audio coming through Chrome, which for some reason won't recognize my webcam, but will recognize the audio. So I have like video coming from one and then audio coming from another. Okay, you guys can hear it. I'm getting one good from Reagan. Is everyone else hearing things the same? Is there feedback? Is there an echo? We're going to roll with it for now. If it gets worse, you guys just tell me. I swear I've done more like StreamYard this week than I have actual videos. And okay, sweet. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. Okay, we'll get back to this. I am so sorry for the minor issues. I had everything set up fine, and as far as I was concerned, it all like seemed good on my part. But obviously, I don't want you guys to have to listen to me echo. So we're gonna do it this way. So my desktop looks like a mess, but as long as everything's coming across good to you guys, that is what counts. Okay, let me go up to some of the comments that I missed. If you're just joining us, we're doing the stream today because tomorrow's the 4th of July. And I had tech issues, but we're good now, and we're gonna get into episode 8. Okay. Let's see. This episode literally made me stop. Brooklyn, same. Okay. This episode really, really focused on fixing the relationship issues or not fixing the relationship issues that last week really had. And I really liked it. I think there was enough like raised stakes, especially with them getting kicked out of being able to rehearse for a week, which was such a great narrative device because it's actually what would have happened in real life, probably. I agree with everyone else too that like, and obviously this was addressed in the show, that like North High like stole costumes versus like walking into the school and getting in a dance battle. Like the school was definitely open when they went in, so that wasn't breaking and entering. So I think that's a little like okay, but you know what, as long as like it made for a great episode that they were able to focus on stuff other than the Menkeys. But it does make me think that the Menkeys aren't going to go so well, especially since everything is like they're not had enough time to practice, like their relationships are falling apart, like people aren't getting along. We also never got it addressed whether Nini's Rose song is going to be in the musical. Because that was something that was talked about at the end of last week's episode of like, oh, you're going to get disqualified or you don't get to have that in there. So we'll see. Okay. When he did this, it was so slow and drawn out too. Like the way he just kind of like started to lift it up and then like took it all the way off. And it was so emotional. I don't know. How do we feel about this? Because I know I have a very mixed bag of shippers in my High School Musical videos. So we've got Rini shippers who are devastated. And I would have said before yesterday's episode, I was definitely on the Rini train, really on the Rini ship. And then we've got our Portwell, which those two, you know, they're not mutually exclusive. Like you can have both of them. And then I have a lot of Rena shippers that I see pop up places, which how are Rena shippers feeling right now? Because like they're getting Ricky and Nini breaking up, but they're also getting Gina kind of paired off with EJ. Like, how are you guys doing? Are you guys okay? Because I know some of you are maybe rooting for this to happen with Ricky and Nini, but like I don't know how you actually feel about it, you know? So tell me, how are we feeling? Reagan asked if I liked the Tomorrow War. I've yet to see it, but people are saying, okay, Reagan said the CGI is awful, but then Jack said the CGI is stunning. Reagan, is your CGI awful, meaning that they like stand out a lot from like realism? Because a movie I watched really recently that I loved and that actually won, I believe, the Oscar for special effects, or was at least nominated, was Love and Monsters, and they look very unrealistic monsters, right? But they blend into the world and they're really well designed and really well rendered, obviously. So tell me, okay, Reagan and Jack are kind of having a back and forth about whether they like Tomorrow War. I'm just really excited because it's Chris Pratt and it looks like a time travel movie and an aliens movie, and I don't know, that just sounds amazing. Okay. All right, this is everyone telling me my stuff is fine. Thank you again for all of you for letting me know, because I would not have known. Okay. Okay, Jack is off to the theater, so goodbye to Jack. Thank you so much for stopping by, Jack, and helping me fix my tech issues. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out this week. Has anyone watched Fear Street, the Netflix movie, which is the one thing I hear everyone talking about because it's such a unique idea to do 3 movies in a trilogy back-to-back weeks. What do we think? Also, for non-horror people, are you watching it? Is it scary? Could I handle it? Because, like, listen, like, I usually can't do horror movies. Like, I just don't have any interest in watching them. But the hype around Fear Street really makes me want to watch it. And since it's more of like a slasher movie from what I'm hearing, and it's less of like, it's not like Saw or something, I feel like I might be able to handle it, but I don't know. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Very good episode. I said it before, but the character of Ricky is very well written, the most nuanced and interesting character. And what happened with Nene is very interesting and coherent. So this is how I feel about Ricky and Nene breaking up, right? I feel very much like if it had been handled as just like a weak, like, oh, they're long distance, so they're going to break up because it's hard thing, I would have not been for it. But because they wrote that scene so heartbreakingly well, of them breaking up and of them exploring what's going on with Ricky, which I honestly think Ricky needs to talk to someone, like Big Red or a therapist or someone, his parents, to talk about how like all these things are affecting him. Because I genuinely feel like he put so much more pressure on him and Nene's relationship working out because he saw his parents not working out. And there would be, I mean, if you think about it, like his mom took a job somewhere else, started doing things outside of their family, and that's when he saw his parents getting divorced from his perspective. Obviously, divorce is a lot more complicated than that. But yes, he's so nuanced, and like that's where I say, even though he's one of my least favorite characters this season, that has nothing to do with the fact that he's been written poorly. Like he has been written so well this season, and I've really been liking seeing him go through that and all that kind of stuff. And then with Nene, I agree. Like it all makes sense. It all adds up. It's just that it sucks to experience as a fan. Okay. Nene, during her argument at the pizza place, said, "Oh, okay. I must have missed this. I do remember. I am remembering this now. How can the Menkeys enforce schools not to rehearse? They have people at every school. So for how I understand it is, I think this is kind of like sports, where if you guys ever played sports in high school or know anyone that plays sports in high school, there's like a period, spring sports is what I know because that's what most of my friends played in high school. But there's a period between December and, is the echo back, guys? Or is it not? Because I'm having, someone's telling me it's back. Oh, okay, it is. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. We're gonna mute it and fix the echo. Can you guys hear me now? Is there an echo? Now I'm just using my AirPods, so the quality is going to go down in what it sounds like. But is there an echo? Can you hear me? Can you see me okay? I don't know why it's acting up. Sorry if I'm driving anyone crazy if it is echoing. I don't know why it's not working the way it's supposed to. Okay, Soha said no, but Alex, Brooklyn, and Marvel Studio O can hear me. No echo. Okay. This might just we have to roll with. Major apologies, guys. I seriously don't know why. Like, there's some cool stuff coming out soon. I mean, you guys saw me on Wednesday for Loki Live, but I've used this setup like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of days, and everything has been top notch, like perfect, no problems whatsoever. So apologies that it's not my nice mic here. But this is what we're just gonna have to roll with. Okay, as long as it's good, we'll go back. So how I think the Menkeys are like doing this, part of me thinks it's kind of like an honor policy, like the honor code, like you just have to not do anything, which will North High abide to? Probably not. But with sports, if you start in December, usually you start conditioning. But for a sport like soccer, you're not allowed to have like an actual soccer ball in practice until the season officially starts. I don't know if this is supposed to be like honor code with coaches, if there actually are like scouts and people who come to the schools to double check, make sure nothing weird is going on. But usually word will get out if it does. So I don't think it's like they truly have like Menkeys police at like all of these high schools. But yeah, okay. Marvel's Duo, hey, how are you doing? Thanks so much for being in the stream. I know I feel bad that I've pushed it up a day and now we've had all these problems, but we're gonna roll with it. I did. Oh my gosh, I did. I really, really loved this week's episode. I loved it for all the reasons like I usually love HSMTMTS. It's got both the musical numbers I loved. It's got the emotion that I love. It's got great written characters, and I feel like all of them are just so unique, dealing with their own problems, and that's what I love about the show. That even when there's moments that are like hard or way too close to life, they're so well written. And like Danny says, the acting is so good. Like these teenagers or some are in their like early 20s are so ridiculously talented. I'm not trying to like put shade on like the Disney Channel stars I grew up with, but I don't feel like we ever really got stuff unless it was in a DCOM that was this deep or like emotional in like just everyday TV shows. Like obviously there were episodes where like things were talked about, but like most of them just verged on the sitcom side of things. And so for this show to just continually go a little bit deeper with these like real life issues, that's what I'm excited about. Okay, Reagan, I am so sorry. There's a lot of spoilers in this episode and people will probably be putting them in the chat. Don't stay in the stream or mute it or something. Or go watch the episode like as we're in the stream if your internet can handle that. Just because I don't want you to get something spoiled. I really appreciate the support, but dude, like enjoy the episode. Don't worry about being here. Okay. I am actually going to disagree with this statement. I do think he handled the breakup scene realistically, but I feel like the tears were I feel like the reason his eyes watered up but he didn't like truly cry was because he like wasn't able to fully cry. And I think the best acting would either be from maybe EJ. No. From Nene, actually. Which like he has a great actor in the scene, and I think like Sophia Wiley has been able to go like more nuanced with Gina. And I was rewatching actually my like critiques and reviews of these episodes just to kind of see how they've shifted, like make sure I bring important stuff back for the last couple episodes and whatever. Make sure I'm keeping the quality standard up there for you guys. And I feel like all of my problems at the beginning of the season were EJ and Nina problems, and now they're my 2 favorite characters in the show. And so I think I agree with you in the sense that like it's very realistic and he's not like bawling his eyes out and stuff. And like even the things that Nini says in the scene are extremely like grounded and realistic of like, are we really breaking up? She doesn't really want to, but she realizes it might be best at the same point. I don't think he's the best actor on the show, but I do think he has his character Ricky down and how Ricky would act very, very well. Soha is mentioning that in the promo, and I think she's just saying for next week's episode, Ashlyn said, write a song. How would they do a song when the situation, the Rose song? I think she may be meaning like write a song to like get through it or like deal with it emotionally sort of situation as opposed to like for the show. Or I don't know. I don't know what she's necessarily referring to there. Is the High School Musical the musical a spinoff of the original? So it's really neither. So I'm going to try to explain this as succinctly as possible. Basically, the original High School Musical movies take place at an East High school, and it's all fictional, and that's where it takes place. So High School Musical, the series, so the TV show that we're talking about, takes place, even though it is really fictional, it takes place in a real Salt Lake City where all of these kids, as if they were actually real people like you and I, and they attend the school, East High, in Salt Lake City where they filmed the movie. So I've actually been to the school. I visited outside. They use it as like a polling place. That's where it was last summer when I got to go visit it. And I didn't go inside or anything, which was a bummer. But both shows have been filmed at that high school. But like the premise of the TV show, High School Musical, the series, is that these are real life kids who are attending the real life East High School where the fictional High School Musical movies are taking place. So it's not really a spin-off because none of the characters, like Troy and Gabriella, are fictional people in the TV show the same way they're fictional people in real life, if that makes any sense. And so it's not really a reboot. It's not really a spin-off. There's obviously callbacks and references to the first three movies, but those usually take place the same way like you or I might make a reference to Troy and Gabriella or Chad and Taylor or Sharpay and Ryan or anything like that. Those kids are supposed to be like actually in 2021 high school kids. It's just that it's fictionalized. It's like The Office. Like Scranton, Pennsylvania is a real place in Pennsylvania. It's just that these are supposed to be real world office people who are actually fake. It's definitely an extremely meta show and it can be super confusing. And I know I probably didn't just do the best job of explaining it, but that's the best. Like, it's a spin-off in the sense that it's referencing High School Musical in a way that's not the same story continuing, and it's not a reboot, but like in real life, kids can put on a production of High School Musical. That's what the kids in the show are doing. Does that make sense? It's like a mockumentary series. Okay, so this is answering the Rena question I did before all of my freaking internet issues. As a Rena shipper, I think Portwell is done by the end of season because EJ should be leaving for college, and I think Rena is coming in season 3, so I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, so this is a potentially one take a Rena shipper could have, is that they're going to end. Do you think, though, Max, I'm only asking this question because they've done it before, if EJ and Gina somehow, they're obviously hinting at a romantic relationship. Obviously, that could be shut down in the last 4 episodes of this season. Like you said, EJ is supposed to be graduating. What if EJ chooses to go to a community college or somewhere like closer to their town of Salt Lake City, and stay there to where they're like long distance because he's in college, but like he's maybe going back? Because my hot take and my theory is that EJ is going to figure out he kind of wants to be a teacher. And so I have a feeling like that will keep him being around High School Musical. And the reason I say that, or excuse me, sticking around East High and living in Salt Lake City, because if he does go to Duke, Duke's all the way on the other side of the country, but he's already stated to his father, I don't want to go to Duke. So that's where I kind of feel like that's going. Okay. Lorica, who I know is a Portwell shipper, as you can tell by her icon there. Matt, I believe, has signed a 4-year contract. So if I would guess, I would assume most of the cast has signed that same like contract. I don't know the exact length of their contracts, and I would have to do research on that. But I feel like they've done so much work with EJ's character that if Matt Cornett is wanting to stick around for another season of the show or is contractually obligated to, that I don't know if that would be the entire reason for EJ and Gina breaking up, would be like his character going to college or something. Okay, back to Fear Street, which we were talking about a little bit earlier. It's a mix between Stranger Things and Scream. Do you think someone who doesn't like Insidious or The Conjuring, or like, am I gonna have to cover my eyes a lot, or is the story good enough to where like I should invest in it, is what I'm asking with that one. Another Renee shipper take. At least for me, I can accept the fact that they won't be endgame. Maybe not even getting together. I don't think there'll be a chance for them regardless of Renee breaking up. Okay, so this is, I think, the take on Rena now, if I could sum it up from a couple of the comments I'm getting, is that they may be like, it may just have to be a fanship, and then it might not be canon, but like at least you get to enjoy it. And that's a great thing about like shipping people, is like it doesn't have to be canon. Like that's the whole point. But yeah. But if something does happen, we may be guessing that it happens next season. Because I think now would be a little too soon for Ricky to do a 180, especially when he's still kind of gonna be sad about Nene, it looks like, in the next episode promo. And Danny is saying that as a horror fan, it's fun, but there's not a lot of gore. Because like, to me, I don't mind the gore in the horror movies. I think I just don't really like the supernaturally type stuff, and I want the plot to be very good. And I'm not saying horror movies don't have good plots, but like something like Us, like I can handle even if I'm like freaked out a little bit, because it's so fascinating. Okay, so maybe I'll check it out. But you guys know me, I'm notoriously bad at not getting to Netflix stuff until later. Okay. Renee breakup and maybe Portwell are just very good friends. Season 3 will be the season of Rena. We'll see. I think definitely I have very, very low suspicion. Like, no, let's try to not do this in a double negative. I have a very high belief, or a very strong belief, there we go, got there eventually, that this show is going to continue for at least another season. If at that point, or no, I would say probably 2 seasons, but I would give it a for sure, put money on it, that there's going to be at least one more season. But if they decide to do 2, because it sounds like they've signed him for a 4-year contract, that would be the end of graduation. However, and we talked about this last week on live stream about whether I thought the show would continue after some of the juniors now graduated, which we have confirmation that Big Red is a junior. I don't think we have confirmation that Ashlyn is one, but basically anyone that took an aptitude test is a junior at this point, because, which I guess might just be Big Red, which I think we might have assumed already. Okay, so maybe it's not more information. But this last episode with Ricky and Nene breaking up and the show having like the boldness to do that, if you will, I'm pretty convinced now like they could continue with the rest of the cast, because I'm more invested in the rest of them than Ricky and Nene at this point, because like I want to see their problems obviously come to a head and like be fixed. But okay, let's catch up on these. But yeah, I think for sure there's a lot that could happen in the next couple seasons. So I was saying I was waiting for the Renee breakup. If I look back in retrospect now, like it was coming for a long time. And I think that's the one thing, is like this show has managed in 8 episodes to go from them getting back together in the season finale of season 1, right? Confessing that their love for one another and all those kind of things, and being together over Christmas break, to now breaking up, at least for the time being. And so I didn't want to believe it was going to happen. And this show has taken so many interesting twists and turns with their relationship specifically, but with all the characters, that I wasn't convinced they were just going to like write them out of the show completely or just break them up for any reason. And I've seen some people bring up the conversation about Joshua Bassett and Olivia Rodrigo and their potential real life relationship, or things that might have trespassed between them in real life. And my belief is that I think they're both professional enough to get past that stuff. And all of season 2 was filmed in spring after like driver's license had come out, I believe. So like most of that is, or at least some of the time they had to be together during, after, if they had a relationship, it would have been after the fact, you know? So I think in retrospect, it definitely was coming. It was definitely on its way here. They've both made a lot of mistakes in their relationship. And I think it's smart of the show, if this show has younger viewers, to say, like, this behavior isn't really good for either of them. Don't stay in a relationship like this, because even though that might sound silly, like, this show does have an impact on the way people form, like, their belief of, like, how romantic relationships should go, or like how high school is. And if you're telling them that these two people who are kind of clingy to one another, they don't get to explore other things, are like made to be together, that can have the wrong connotations if it's not dealt with properly. So yeah, I didn't expect that it was going to happen here, but I think everyone kind of, no one I think was ruling it off the table except for maybe me, and now I totally changed my mind about that. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up past all of you so sweetly telling me that the audio is better or not. Okay, so Marvel Studio, back to the Menkeys thing. Honor among coaches, at least for volleyball. Yeah. So it's kind of like, if you think about it, like Miss Jen is probably wanting to know what Zachy is doing, and Zachy's wanting to know if Miss Jen's doing stuff. So like there's going to be a little snitching to the Menkeys board or whatever if any of that kind of stuff happens. Like, for example, they're not the only two people that will be in this production of the Menkeys or like this competition. So it's just kind of like you hear things when you're in that space. And I think the sports analogy is like the closest thing I can understand, is like there's a lot of practicing that has to go on to make sure you're prepped when you can't fully like do it properly. So like that's why this episode they were doing the backstage painting, which was of course a great callback to Mrs. Jarvis's detention in the first High School Musical movie, and them painting trees and Chad falling asleep. What are those two doing in a tree? When Coach Bolton comes in to detention to come and take him away. But that was a great callback. But yeah, so they're able to do certain things for the musical, but specifically sing and dance rehearsals is not how it works. Oh, Reagan, you're so sweet. I just don't want the show to be ruined for you. Obviously, I appreciate the watch time, but like totally understand if you have to go. Like I'm very protective of myself with spoilers, especially recently, especially being in this like YouTube space now. I used to be able to just like tell myself like I won't go on Instagram, because that's really all I did before YouTube. And now that we're here, I like want to talk about things, but I feel so bad because I know there's people subscribed to me that like don't want spoilers. But I appreciate it, Reagan. I don't really think Nina Nini loves Ricky romantically anymore. You know, I think I might hop on this because I think he expresses the need of comfort, but like obviously he very much like loves her. But I think there's a shift that can happen. They've been friends for a long time. First kiss. Like there's definitely an aspect in their relationship of like, well, it's always been Ricky and Nini, so like it's always going to be Ricky and Nini. But I think Nini is irritating me because she's kind of like dropping people like it's hot. Like it's not just, I guess her and Courtney have still been pretty solid, but like I think Ricky, she's blaming him for a lot of things that if she just properly explained to him, hey, I want to do singing that's not related to School of the Musical or you. I think if he was in a healthier mindset, he might have understood that more, but yeah. In the next episode, North High thinks it's weird they're taking a break and they're being rude about it, but if you lost a week of rehearsal, I think as many people as possible would want need to rehearse. Yeah, I think that's the surprising thing. Honestly, I think this is one of those things where you've got to put your like real world business cap on and think this might have been an episode that was filmed at like the peak of COVID, or maybe someone tested positive, but they didn't have any more time before the like premiere date of season 2 to do it. So I think that's why they have the spring break thing. But also East High has always been about enjoying your life, using the musical as an outlet, even though they want to win. But I think these are the nice narrative tools that are being set up of like North High is wanting to, all of their life is about the musical. And I feel like it'll kind of be something like those kids, like if they don't win, like who knows, like they might not be they may be punished at school. I don't know. Like Zachy seems kind of psycho to me. So yeah. Clearly you're right. It's not a Disney Channel show like we known in the past, more deep and mature. Absolutely. Absolutely. This show is matured for what teenagers go through now. And I appreciate it so much because there's shows that kids in high school or kids in middle school, who are a lot of the audience for high school shows, they shape their entire experience around these shows. I mean, High School Musical was like what I believed my life was going to be. Can't sing, can't dance, but like otherwise, I was like, yeah, that's going to be me in high school. And in those movies, outside of them breaking up and Chad and Troy kind of dealing with what their friendship is, there's a lot of stuff that's not covered of the high school experience. And in a TV show, when you're able to give people 45 minutes a week of stuff to digest, exploring college decisions, exploring breakups, exploring like birthday parties, that's all such an important part of the high school experience. And so I love that the show is able to explore that. Alex, you're totally welcome. If you do end up watching the show, it sounds like you don't watch it. If you watch it, season 1, come to the live and we can talk about season 1 type stuff. And then obviously my reviews are out on the channel that you can watch whenever you want. Really want EJ to take a gap year. That would be something that's so interesting to explore because he doesn't really know what he wants to do with his future. He's just been told Duke, Duke, Duke his whole life. And that would be really interesting to see if that is something that he entertains. Alex asks, if you have a chance to live in a movie or TV universe in anything in pop culture, what universe would you want to live in? Okay. So this is going to have to be a very like thought out answer. Because obviously the first thing off the top of my head would be like, I would love to be like Ned from Spider-Man, but like someone would kill me. Like I'm not as smart technology-wise as Ned is, and I'm not like as clever or quick or sarcastic as MJ is. So I feel like I would be a normal non-superheroed person in the Marvel universe. So I feel like that has to be out. This is such a good question. I feel like, I mean, right now I'm really vibing with Teen Wolf, which you guys know. I haven't been able to watch a single episode this week, and it has killed me. It has killed me inside, truthfully. And I want to ride in Styles' Jeep. But I would die. Again, I would die. I am not fit to be like a sidekick character. Like I don't have anything that could help me be a sidekick character. So it would have to be a universe where I'm like not being threatened. You know what? I would love to work at the Pawnee like City Hall with in Parks and Rec with Leslie and Ron. Like I would try to like align myself with April and Ron, I think. But I'd really just end up being like Chris Pratt's character. What is his name? Andy Dwyer. I would be like him. Max makes a fair point, saying no relationship is safe for long. None of them could be endgame. I mean, the only couple that I think they would be monsters if they broke up is Carlos and Seb, because they're actually dating in real life. And they're the perfect like opposites attract of farm boy versus Broadway dreamer. I think it would be a travesty and a true like infuriation of the entire fan base if Carlos and Seb broke up. Gina, I happen to agree with you. I want EJ to go to college in Utah. I mean, Salt Lake City has several colleges, and then if you expand that to Utah, like even more. He said he got into a state school, and I think that would be fun if he's maybe not in every episode, or just get a sneak peek of like the college experience. And especially EJ being a guy going to college, their college guys are not always the nicest about high school guys who have done stuff other than sports in high school. Like obviously EJ played water polo, but he was also a huge star in the musical. And so I think it would be interesting to see that explored of like how he makes friends in college, or maybe he struggles with that. And so he comes back to the high school a lot. Maybe he shadows Miss Jen and helps like help them out. So that's exciting. Okay, there's some more discussion of Fear Street, but I'm not going to get into it just because I can't. Like, I haven't seen it yet, but you guys have convinced me. I think I'll watch it. I think I'll watch it now. State schools are still a bit far. If East High is in the suburbs, it's a state school. So East High is actually like right outside downtown Salt Lake. It's like literally like a 20-minute drive to the airport, I think. If I remember correctly. Let's see, East High. So it's literally called East High School. Salt Lake City. Let's see. Okay. It literally looks exactly like it does in the movie. Oh, I'm looking for, I'm sorry, I should be looking for a map. It is like Java Joe's, is that the place they go to in this show? I don't know. But like some of the stores they go to are actually like real life places. But it's yeah, it's on, oh shoot, where did it go? It is off of South 1300 East and 800th Street. I don't know how to read street names, but that's where it is in Salt Lake City. So it is like the University of Utah would probably be like a 15-minute drive to the high school. You know? So like if he goes there, or I don't know, one of the other schools in like Salt Lake, then you have, oh, let's, okay, we may bust up the thing here. Let's try to screen share screen. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know. Hold on. Let me close my messages. I don't want to accidentally share something I don't mean to. Okay, it's allow. Sorry, guys. Guys, this stream has been a nightmare. This has been a stream, that Fear Street, that Nightmare Street, whatever's in the movie, that is what the stream is. I'm not going to show the map because I just accidentally quit Firefox. This has been a technical mess. I apologize in 1.5 million ways, but there's a lot of colleges close to East High. I'm so sorry that this is happening. I'm back now. I appreciate it. Can we give some props to the dancers in this show? Yes. The dancers in High School Musical that I think they kind of just like act as like the background filler characters for the show. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. All of them are fantastic, so talented. And they deserve just as much credit as the actors in the show because they make it feel like there's actually a production going on. Okay, so this was a comment I got that I wasn't able to reply to. I try to reply to your comments so fast, but you guys are amazing and you blow up my comment section every time I post a High School Musical video. So Ricky's saying he has no skills. This is something I really, really, really want explored. This is what I really, really, really want explored. Next episode. I think in high school, and you guys might be in high school, I'm not sure. I think SAT, ACTs are made the most important thing in high school, right? At the end of the day, if you get into college, you can transfer to a college that you think you like more or is better. No one cares what college you went to or you go to currently, or if you don't go to college. Like literally SAT and ACT scores never get talked about post high school. So to me, I would really like this aptitude test to be explored as like, you can do whatever you want. You don't need a test to tell you what you're capable of. I very firmly, very strongly believe that. I think it is a really bad way to tell if someone is going to be smart in college or anything else like that, or whatever else. So yeah, I would like to see that explored. Yeah, so I need to go back and rewatch that first episode to know exactly which grade they're all in. But yeah, I would like that thing explored, seeing their aptitude tests and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Marvel City will ask a question. Had they finished filming High School Musical and Musical series before Bass and Rodrigo had all those songs? I know they are an actor, but still kids, so they could write in the breakup to make things more natural for them. So if I remember correctly from Instagram, they filmed first season, and that's when people speculated they were dating. And that season aired fall of 2019. By 2020 was when they supposedly broke up. And in summer is when Olivia Rodrigo wrote Driver's License, which now didn't come out until 2021, January. So obviously all of last year was 2020. They couldn't film during the pandemic. So I'm pretty sure they returned to set in like February-ish, filmed until March or April. Now the show is coming out. So if I had to make a guess, any of the songs that were written for season 2 would potentially have been written during that 6 months between start of 2020 and when in May when it aired, or 5 months, I guess, properly. And I do know they were written, the songs, before filming the first few episodes. However, they weren't released until about 1 to 2 months of filming. So that's the thing. I don't know what actually happened in their personal lives. Joshua Bassett actually had a great interview recently with GQ, I believe it was, talking about how that he feels like the press has focused on whether he's dating Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo instead of celebrating kind of all three of their talents. And I happen to agree. Like, at the end of the day, they're teenagers, and like, yeah, it's fun to like think a celebrity couple who comes from a TV show is together in real life. It feels more authentic. But at the end of the day, like, I think they're all super talented, and I think they're all professionals, even though they are just teenagers. And I think they could have handled writing those things in a way that didn't interfere with their personal life or professional. Like, those they could probably keep pretty secret. Totally agree, Gina. I love EJ and Gina. I like that they both are the Wonder. Oh my gosh, excuse me. They're the Wonder Studies from season 1, and I love them together. So Alex's question was the one about the movie universe. Said that he would live in Goodfellas, MCU, or Tarantino-verse. Tarantino-verse would be interesting, especially because it'd be like a rethinking of history as we know it. That would have been fun to party with what is Leo's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Partied up at his mansion. That pool looked fun. I really like Ashley and Big Red's relationship. It is so cute. It is so wholesome. The two of them together are just, I love them. And I like the fact that they're kind of exploring when one of you is a little bit like ambitious and the other one is ambitious, but it's in a more localized, like, hometown way. I think that is probably the moment in this show that I was like, yes, because I knew plenty of kids who were like sticking around to run the family business, and like, I'm sure that would have been a hard conversation to have with a significant other if they're wanting to do something else. Alex, I don't know what this is. Black Widow is about to be this week. Will you watch it Thursday or Friday? Will you do a live stream? I'm not sure. I have some other stuff going on next week. I've been trying to like pre-film and pre-edit videos this week, because I'm going to be a little busy next week. And so we'll see. I definitely am planning to do a review, and I'm sure since there's a Loki live the Wednesday after the final Loki episode comes out the Wednesday following Black Widow's release, I will either see it Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure. I would love to see it Thursday night. Just not sure if that's going to work out, or if like tickets are going to be sold out at the theater I'm going to need to go to, and all that kind of stuff. So we will definitely be discussing it in the Loki live, at least to some degree. And maybe we'll have, Jack has yet to be on this channel, which I feel terrible about, but yeah, maybe we'll do a live stream over here if you guys would like that. Like this video if you want me and Jack, or Jack and I, excuse me, proper English, to do a Black Widow live stream once we've both seen it. He will have seen it for a second time, so that will have been refreshed in his mind. Do you think Courtney and Helen getting back together would be a scene, or if the cliffhangers were mentioned? I think that last scene of him singing, which I called it Hopeless, but it's called If I Can't Love Her. It's from the Beauty and the Beast Broadway musical. I think they're back together. I think that was the implication of that scene of the two of them. He's singing about her, but it just happens to apply to kind of everyone else's situation, or it's just an emotional song. So I don't think that's going to be addressed. I think that's going to be one of the cliffhanger things that doesn't really get mentioned again, that kind of gets skipped over. I really like them together, and that was something I was really happy with the way this episode handled. It didn't really make any of them the bad guys. Howie, I think, gave a reasonable explanation for why he didn't tell her. I mean, he still could have. But like when you're just starting to get to know someone, you don't want them to dislike you for something superficial, like what school you go to. So I really like them. I'm really glad they're back together, I assume. And my assumption would be that they're not going to like go into that further. Reagan's saying to tell you guys when I hit 4,000 watch hours. I'm really excited. We'll see. I feel bad. I would feel bad about like making a big announcement, but it's also would be like a thank you to you guys when I hit that. The one thing is, like, I don't think, from what I understand about YouTube and the way monetization works, I wouldn't like immediately be monetized, just because it usually takes some time to go through. But I will definitely tell you guys when I hit the 4,000 watch hours, because that is 101% up to you guys to stay and watch the videos, and it means the world to me when you do. So I really appreciate it. Anna is late, but welcome. And saying hi again, or to Anna, because my internet went out. If you're just coming now, you came back once the internet was back up. Because I am a ding dong and don't know how to freaking work my computer. Alex is saying I'm heading into my senior year in high school, and I'm soon gonna go to college, and I hope everything is good. Alex, if you have that mentality of you want everything to be good, you get as much out of college or the college experience as you want. You can make it whatever you want. It does not need to be what you've seen in movies. It can be. It can be absolutely something of your own making. Enjoy your senior year. Seriously, it goes by so fast. Take advantage of all those different like opportunities that come your way. Hang out with your friends. Spend time with your family. If you're planning to go away for college, like somewhere far away. And yeah, totally wish the absolute best for you. I'm sure it will be that way as you go forward. Alex is pointing out that Olivia Rodrigo is very well known for Bizarre Bark. Yeah, so that's like I heard someone say that it was like Disney Channel's iCarly. I never really watched it because that was the Jake Paul show, and by that point, I like wasn't really watching Disney Channel regularly. So definitely didn't know who she was. She was also, fun fact, in a couple episodes of New Girl towards the second to last or last season. So go check those out if you're curious. There is like a YouTube video going around from Netflix of saying like all the times like Olivia Rodrigo is a New Girl, or like all her things outside of High School Musical. She is a star. She was born to be a star. And I can't believe it took us this long to realize that. I don't think Bizarre is very well known. I agree. And here's, what year did Bizarre come out? If I don't crash the internet again. Bizarre. Okay. Bizarre came out in 2016 and ran for 3 years. So she literally went from this to High School Musical series. Now, fun fact, and this is something like I did this was a whole unit in one of my Hollywood entertainment industry business classes. So this is something I'm super passionate about. Disney, the way it runs, if you've ever noticed, in the old school Disney Channel days, pre-Disney Plus, what would happen is a star, we'll use Selena Gomez as an example, right? She appears as a guest star in one of the Hannah Montana episodes, I believe, is her example. Okay? She's like, people like her. They like the episode that she's in. They see that she's doing good. Okay, great. Then they give her her own show. Once she's been approved as a guest star, once she's kind of in the Disney system, pops up a couple of times. They're like, okay, she's got enough like recognition. Let's give her own show, Wizards of Waverly Place. Wizards of Waverly Place takes off. It's great. Everyone loves it. So then they decide now she's ready for her own DCOM, Disney Channel original movie, and they put her in Princess Production Program, Wizards of Waverly Place movie. I don't know if Selena, gotta keep your eye out for Selena. I don't know if she was in anything else, but that's kind of how the system works. So for Olivia Rodrigo, it was probably maybe a guest star in something. Maybe they just cast her off the bat in Bizarre Bark. And then after that had its run, they probably realized how talented she was musically and said, we're trying to do this High School Musical show. We want you to be in it, because at that point she was a tested talent. She'd been in a couple other shows. Like, she would be, they knew for a fact that she was going to be strong enough to then serve as a lead in another show. So that's just kind of a fun way like Disney decides to do it. They kind of like to draw talent from within as opposed to casting brand new people. So like Jake Paul was like established and well known on the internet. So like if it's going to be a TV show about internet fame, like he's going to be in it, which I would love to know like how that breakdown happened at Disney. Like, we got to get this Jake Paul dude like out of our way, because he's like the least Disney branded star I can think of. Anyways, Natalie says, what if EJ gives Gina the sweatshirt and then she gives him what she was knitting? Oh, that would be so cute. That would be so cute. What if she's like wearing it at the airport? Also, can we talk about, someone mentioned in my last live, the actor who like is like to Gina, hey, do I know you from somewhere, at the airport? Who do we think he is? Is he going to be a threat to Portwell? Is he going to be a North High person? Is he a literal stranger at the airport? Did they go to school together somewhere else? Who is he? What do we know about him? I don't remember like what the guy's name is, but he's like kind of relatively famous in like the teen TV show realm. So I just said, oh my God, I'm so excited about the new character, Jack. Loved the Andy Mack reference. So that's where I'm interested to. Oh, so he's from Andy Mack. Is that what you're saying? Yep, that's him. Asher Angel. Asher Angel from Andy Mack is going to be the guy that stopped Sophia Wiley at the. Oh, I didn't even know Sophia Wiley was in Andy Mack. What the heck? I wish I could share my screen with you guys right now. Sophia Wiley was in Andy Mack. So again, she was on Andy Mack from 2017 to, it says 3 seasons. I don't know when they came out, but she was on that show, tested well, put her in High School Musical. So that's how it works. So, oh, realized you were talking about Jack. LOL, yes, that's exactly. Thank you so much, Soha. That's exactly what I was talking about. If there's a season 3, what musical do you think they do? Okay, I was thinking about this. I kind of have a vibe, okay? This could be a little off. I don't even know if they would do this. Hamilton. Because Hamilton, of course, Disney wanted Hamilton for other reasons to be on their platform, right? That drove up Disney Plus numbers. That was such a good pick for them, right? But I have a feeling they've dabbled with Lin-Manuel Miranda before. They've said, okay, we're going to have you like help us. He did some lyrics for Moana. Like, Lin-Manuel is like implemented himself in the Disney system, right? So that is my bet, is that. Only difference is it's a little bit more, what do you call it? It's a little like, it's more rappy. So like, I'll be interested to see if the cast handles that. But that is what I would love, is for it to be Hamilton. Because like, also Rena shippers, you could get, they do the role reversal and they put Sophia Wiley as Elizabeth, and they make Nene Angelica, where like Nene's like, I can't be with Ricky. Thoughts, opinions. Although I don't know if Ricky would make a good Alexander Hamilton. I would like to see someone else in that role. I would like to see that, but that would be cool. Would that not be fun? I don't know if they have a big enough, they'd have to introduce some more characters for that to work, I think, but we'll see. Alex is saying, I'm pushing myself to go to a film school, be a movie director. That is so exciting, Alex. Alex, if I could give you one piece of advice, not that you asked for it, look at your options and look at the schools that you're considering going to. Look at like the alumni, or like there's ways you can find online like how certain people of a certain major at public universities, at least, I think, are supposed to release this information to see how hireable they were. So like see the ratio of like 100 kids graduated, did 60% go on to get a job? Like, is it in the industry of choice? Just because that's something that like, there's obviously big name film schools like University of Southern California, USC is like the top dog. NYU, where Scorsese and Spike Lee went. Obviously, they are like known for that. But if kids aren't getting hiring now from those schools, explore that. And then if you want to be specifically a director, make sure the school you go to is not just film studies, because what you'll want is more of a film production, or potentially film production paired with film business, so that you can explore like the ins and outs of the industry a little bit more and have that creative portfolio established for you in college. Whereas like if you just do film studies, it's just going to be like a history class, but about movies, which is still super fun. But I'm just like preparing you, because when I went to college, like that was a whole mess trying to figure that out. So totally support your decision to do that. But just explore your options and make sure you're making the right decision for you. Don't listen just to what other people say is the best. Do your own research and figure it out for yourself. Apparently the next episode where Gina sees a guy at the airport makes her realize what she wants. I hope it's EJ too. I hope it's not Ricky, because listen, I love Ricky. I say this with love. He needs to be alone and single, and he needs to talk it out with someone. That is not a romantic interest for him, okay? His whole emotional depth thing, which I love still to this day, the episode where he's like, he goes to Nini's house and he's like about to sleep over there, and her moms give him like some Pride t-shirts and sweatpants to sleep in. And like he's trying to explain to her that like his parents are getting divorced and he feels really sad about it, but she doesn't understand. Ricky has always tried to place his emotional baggage on other people, and the best place to do that is like therapy, if him and his dad can like find a therapist to go to. Or maybe it's Miss Jen too, you know. Him and Miss Jen seemed like they almost had a breakthrough that night when he came over and she was explaining that him and her dad had like broken up. I think Ricky really needs to have a conversation with someone who he doesn't see as a romantic interest, including Gina, because they need help. Selena Gomez before Disney Channel appeared as, yes. So she was on Barney. Demi Lovato was on Barney at the same time. So like these child stars, there's definitely like a like ladder, a like path to take as a child star, especially for Disney. If he gets talking about this other guy, if he gets in the way of Portwell, it's not going to look pretty. Totally agree. I could be a fan of a new character. I'm not opposed to being a fan of a new character, as long as he doesn't get in the way of like what I want to happen in the show. Totally agree. Yep. 2019 was the end of Annie Mac. Sophia Wiley was in it. Bye, Reagan. Thank you so much for stopping by. I so appreciate it. Have an absolutely amazing Saturday. Thank you so much for being here. It's a bit historical when they do it, especially since the age group wouldn't really understand it. Well, so my argument for this would be like, that's in US schools, right? You learn about US history in school. So like it would kind of align like maybe with what they're learning in school. I'm trying to think. My high school was a little different with the way we did history classes, but like that would be an interesting take on it. Would be like, okay, we have to like learn. So I understand where you're coming from. Someone else's bet is The Greatest Showman, which would be super interesting. Or do they do something like Newsies, which is another Disney musical? Because I think they may just have to keep it within Disney stuff, which Greatest Showman, well, isn't that streaming on Disney? So maybe they have a deal. I don't know. That's a good eagle eye there, Pedro. That's a really good eagle eye. I agree with Soha. I think it's going to be Disney related, but I think The Greatest Showman, sorry, I'm like swallowing a lot of air. I think, yeah, Greatest Showman is streaming on Disney Plus, which is different than it being a Disney movie, because that's just the distribution rights that Disney Plus has bought specifically for streaming to say like, we want to stream this exclusively. But there could be something written in there like, we want to use this for future musical. So we'll see. The good thing is I live near NYC, so I may find a film school there. Yeah, that's a good option, Alex. New York City is a great place to be. Plus, there's a lot of like filming that goes on in New York City or in big cities, period. So be fun. High School Musical 3. This one I could see being very likely, but let's say the show is only going to be 4 seasons. So till Ricky, Nene, and all of them graduate. Would they not make it the spring musical? Because that would actually be like their last semester of senior year. And like then they'd close the series starting with High School Musical, then doing High School Musical 3 as their like final musical before they all graduate. So I could see it happening. It's not a Broadway musical, but is High School Musical really a Broadway musical? You know what I'm saying? Like, it toured. They did like a show for it, but it's not a Broadway musical the way Beauty and the Beast is a Broadway musical. Other picks I could see them doing is, I just think it will be Disney related. I think it will stick Disney related. I kind of want EJ to ask Gina to prom. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about prom, but I would love that. That would be such a nice parallel, yes, to the first season when they go to homecoming and they're faking it. That would be so cute. The therapist can let it be Courtney's mom. Okay, so someone commented that mom, Courtney's mom in the show, is actually Dara Renee's real life mom. I'm gonna go to her Instagram to see if she posted anything about it. But that is so cute if it is true. But yeah, they could totally like chit chat about it. And let's see. I don't think she posted anything about it. Nope, that's episode 5. No, Dara Renee hasn't, it seems, put anything on her socials that would imply that that's actually her mom. But yeah, I would love that. Gina, I could kind of feel this. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it though, because I don't want it to be rushed. Colin, what is up? Guys, this is Colin. Colin hosted That's So Hollywood podcast with his bro Rex. Might want to subscribe to their channel and hit the notification bell is all I'm going to say if you're a subscriber to me. And I think you should like them for themselves because they're awesome. But go check it out. Colin, please don't rewatch this. It is atrocious, the amount of technical issues I've had in this stream. So you're good. Now we're getting to like the Q&A part or just like chit-chatting. So like don't even bother with the replay, honestly. I'll probably still keep it up, but yeah, it was rough. Other people can attest to that. Into the Woods is a good option. That's Disney musical, Broadway musical. That would be a good one. And I think it would fit their kind of like characters well, and that would be fun to explore. Hamilton would have to be censored, but the thing is, like, they don't even do all of the songs in the show. So, like, they wouldn't, there's only, like, 2 songs in Hamilton, I think, where there's, like, a swear word. And I think they could just bleep it out or just not do that part of the song. You know, like, when they do the medleys, just, like, cut that part out. If they do, okay, so here's the problem. If they do Greatest Showman in fall, EJ's going to be graduated, so he can't be Philip is Zac Efron's character, right? Can't do that. And then I would love to see Gina as Anne, but I guess it'd only be really the character that she would play. Because are there really any other major female characters in The Greatest Showman other than Hugh Jackman's like wife, Michelle Williams' character? Okay, so some people are saying High School Musical 3, High School Musical 2. Someone was theorizing, what if they did a season in summer where it just followed them? But then it wouldn't be like them putting on a musical, and like then would Miss Jen just hang out with them every single day? Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, guys, seriously, please go subscribe to Colin. They're almost at 1.2 thousand followers. Go subscribe to them. Set the reminders. The podcast drop Monday. Also, I'm getting texts reminding me that they say in Hamilton, like, well, I won't say here. Some of you guys are kids, and I'm not. I can't do that. I can't knowingly do that. If it slips out, it's one thing. But I could see them having to censor certain parts of Hamilton, so maybe that won't work. I don't know. It'd be cool, though. I would like to see it. I just love Hamilton a little too much, so anything. Okay, Ray is saying it is her mom in real life. Roman said it was. That's super cool. Roman plays Howie. He is a fantastic singer, by the way. Holy schnitzel, like, what the heck? He was so good at the end of the show. I want EJ to pick up Gina there, bro. Oh, that would be adorable. Guys, okay, let's not get our hopes too high with Portwell in next episode. Because what if they're apart the whole episode and then we'll just be sad? I would love, it looks like they're all in like a group FaceTime, but then she FaceTimes him individually. So just something to think about. Just something to think about. Ideally, I would love for them to do Heathers because I love it. Yeah, Heathers is super, super dark. I don't think they would do that. Like, I don't think an actual high school would even put on Heathers. Plus, it's not, like, related to Disney at all. And yeah, like you said, it would have to be majorly censored. And, like, the even material of that is, like, way rougher. I think the new character of Asher could do Philip. Oh, you're right. He could. Are we assuming that he's going to be an East High guy then? I guess if he makes a comment like, you look super familiar. So I guess that would be an implication that they know each other somewhere from school. Also, can we talk about how we totally got faked out? We thought they were going to be like in class, like doing a school subject like math or something. And they're just there for career day. And does EJ's dad look, one, a little creepy, and two, like you've seen him somewhere before? Because I was trying to figure out where I knew him from, and I'm going to try to figure it out now while I'm thinking about it. But he reminded me a little bit, if you guys watch Euphoria, he reminded me a little bit of the Jacob's dad in that show. I don't know if it was just like the gray hair and the like blue eyes that just like freaked me out, but let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm looking through the cast, looking to see. Jacob Young is his name. What is he in? The Walking Dead, but current Walking Dead. Does anyone still watch The Walking Dead anymore? Because I watched it when it was pretty big, but not anymore. He plays Deaver in Walking Dead, so maybe I've seen a promo for that or something somewhere. I'd love a musical that is away from the musical sense and more laid back, like Mean Girls or Heathers. That's what I think was good about the first season with High School Musical, is they weren't so focused on it being, what do you call it? They weren't so focused on it being perfect. And like, I think my one hope for next season is that they don't do the Menkeys type style thing again, and they focused on like a regional competition or something that's like, obviously because it's a Disney show, they have to use a Disney musical most likely. But I would rather it be something more laid back and comedic as well. What if Miss Jen writes an original musical? What if she did that? You know, like that would be so good. Look, I think Asher, or you'd be like an option for Nene. I think the crush of Gina from another city would be interesting, because it would be like maybe he treated her a way that like either EJ or Ricky like also acts, and that either causes her to like know where she's gonna go with that or something else. I knew them in class, too good to be true. Yeah, it's like in a teen high school show, like they're never in class. They just I don't know why they can't be. I guess it's because no one wants to actually like watch other people go through calculus. Like we all have that, like we've all already experienced it ourselves. So like why would we want to like watch it, you know? Or then like in Teen Wolf, guys, I keep bringing up Teen Wolf. Stay tuned for next week. I have something coming. It's slow, it's in the works. But in Teen Wolf, there's the episode where they're in class, and then they like literally they're in class for like 2 seconds before like all like hell breaks loose and these birds start like attacking the school and like coming in through the window and like destroying the classroom. And it's like no wonder people don't like school. It's because TV shows and movies for years have been like, don't care about school. Just don't. Alex said, I do watch Walking Dead. It may have gone downhill, but it's an improvement, but not better than Rick days. Yeah, so when did Andrew Lincoln as Rick actually fully go off the show? Because he was on longer than pretty much anyone else except for Michonne, I believe, which Denai Guria, I think she's done now, right? And is Daryl still on the show? Because Daryl, Rick, and Michonne were like the three, get controversial here, the three best characters in the show. So now for them to be gone, I just feel like it was like, and obviously the show, oh, and then Glenn. But Glenn's done too, right? Sorry, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. The early Walking Dead is really good. And I have a special place in my heart for it a little bit, but yeah. So Soha, are you referencing the Austin comment that Ricky deleted on accident? Because if so, I don't know. I feel like that's too much connectedness. Like I think that was a legit like thing. Once you kind of, I don't want to say blow up on the internet, but like once you get a little bit more of a follower base on the internet, like people do reach out like that, and it's sometimes kind of weird. Like it can be phrased weirdly. So I doubt that it's him. Plus, he's another high school student. So would he really be that big of a star? Like it's not like Gina's like, oh, I recognize you from Instagram. He's recognizing her from somewhere. Colin's hopping on. Colin, do you even watch High School Musical? I feel like this would not be up your alley, but also I could see you being curious and just like checking it out. It's definitely interesting. I don't know. Should Colin watch High School Musical, the musical, the series, guys? Should he? Put the thoughts in the chat. Okay, the finale synopsis. Wait, how do you have the finale synopsis for this season? Where is this? Am I missing this somewhere? It says Gina speaks her truth. Is it possible it's her admitting? So that is what so are you adding that? Is it possible for her admitting her feelings for EJ, or is that what the promo somewhere says? Is this on IMDb? Because I see the spring break thing on the High School Musical page, but I don't see episodes 22. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, this is a revelation. Go to IMDb, International Movie Database. Look up High School Musical, the musical, the series. This is spoilers, I guess, technically. And the last episodes of season 2, episode 12, says Gina speaks her truth and Nene makes a life-altering call. I'm not going to read the rest of them out loud, but I didn't even know these were here. Okay, so for next week, it reads, when Gina finds herself stranded at the airport over spring break, a surprise run-in changes her. Meanwhile, the separated Wildcats find a way to bond over a song during their break as Ricky finally sees his mom again. Oh, he's going to see his mom? Oh my gosh, now I'm like reading the next ones. The rest of the season looks so good. Okay, go look it up if you're interested. If you don't want spoilers, then don't check it out. I didn't even know that those were on there. Cheetah Girls would be interesting, right? Especially because we have Nene, we have Courtney, we have Gina, we have Ashlyn, we have, I mean, Seb and Carlos would want to be in on that. You know what I mean? They would be down. So that would be interesting. Fun fact, I have never seen Cheetah Girls. That was like prime, like my childhood was Cheetah Girls and I didn't see it. I think in fairness, I think it was probably like a little bit before my time because like That's So Raven was definitely like a little bit before my time. But I've never seen Cheetah Girls. Is that what I need to watch tonight? Cheetah Girls? I don't know. Alex, what store did you find the Teen Wolf Funko Pops? If you're saying you used to see them in stores, the show went off the air in 2017. So maybe you're saying a while ago. I want the Styles Stilinski one so bad. Like it hurts me inside to not have it. But I found it on Mercari, and it's like, it's too expensive. Like, I cannot really justify spending more than $12 on a Funko Pop. Like, I love them, don't get me wrong, but like, if we're talking like $20 for that, it's a toy at the end of the day, and it's a toy you don't even play with because it's on the shelf. So like, I don't need a ton of them. He got off the show when Bohemian Rhapsody released that weekend. I don't know what you're referencing, Alex. I'm sorry. I missed that. Yeah. Guys, I think we're probably solid. The show knows at this point they can only really break up like one serious couple at a time. So I think we might be okay on this one. Colin has seen the show, guys. He's seen the first season. There was a time all the shows I watched in 2019, High School Musical, Mandalorian, For All Mankind, The Morning Show, all bangers. Also, yes, late 2019 when Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus, they both launched, I think, within like a week of each other, because I remember I wanted to get both of them so badly, and you could get like a week free trial of both of them. And so I signed up for Disney Plus, and I just decided with Mandalorian and with High School Musical that I'd pay for the Disney Plus one because they were about the same price at that point. I was like, I'll pay for the Disney Plus one, and then my birthday and Christmas are like back to back in December, like 2 weeks apart. And so I was like, okay, I'll just wait and ask for the other one for my birthday. And I did. But Morning Show, all of those, yeah, they're all so good. I never watched the For All Mankind. Are they making another season of that? Because I think I read somewhere that they're not. Oh, no, that's the Apple one. I'm thinking of The Right Stuff, which is the Disney Plus astronaut show. Funny they both had astronaut shows to start their platforms. But yeah, no, that's totally all the shows I watched at that period in time, yeah. The finale also talks of second chances. I guess we'll see. I guess I'll say this, and no, this will not be a spoiler. So for the last 4 episodes, next week is called Spring Break, titled Spring Break. The next episode is titled The Transformation, which is what the scene when the beast transforms from the beast to the human being version of him, the prince. That is what that scene is titled. That's what the music at that scene is titled, is like Transformation. So that will be very interesting to see because that will probably focus on Ricky, right? And then we have Showtime, and that says opening night. So the penultimate episode, which is a fancy name for the episode before the season ends, before the season finale, is going to be the show. I'm interested to see how the Menkeys work. Has anyone here, curious, been to a school or been in a production that has been in the Menkeys? Like, had anyone heard of the Menkeys before the show? Because I had, but I don't know if that's like a known thing within musical theater sphere. I was not in musical theater. I just like it as like a fan of musicals and Broadway and stuff like that. You need to do a reaction review of Cheetah Girls 1 and 2. How many Cheetah Girls movies are there? Again, I'm looking things up and I can't have screen share. How many Cheetah Girls movies? Because there's one where they like go abroad, right? There's 3. Cheetah Girls 1, Cheetah Girls 2, Cheetah Girls Our World. But that is the one without Raven-Symoné, right? It's just the 3 of them. I really, really need to watch this. I'm honestly embarrassed to admit I've like never seen it. Okay. Maybe we'll do like a watch along and I watch Cheetah Girls for the first time. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, they're just pricey. Like, I want to get the pops, but they're too expensive, and I'm okay with splurging every once in a while on something. Or like, for $8, it's like not super bad to like get an on sale Blu-ray or like a Funko Pop or something. But like, yeah, I just can't. Oh, so I didn't know this. Corbin's dad, so Corbin Blue's actual dad, played his dad in High School Musical. And Dara's mom is now playing her actual mom in the show, or her actual mom is playing her mom in the show. That's so sweet. That's so cool. I love that they can do stuff like that. Disney is, for all of Disney's problems, Disney's pretty cool with that kind of stuff. I think they've also maybe learned, or I'd like to believe they've learned from the mistakes of the early teen stars that they had. Miley Cyrus, people before that, they've learned to treat their child stars a little bit better. I would like to think, at least. I think the Jack character, which is Asher Angel's character, might make Gina realize that she likes her life at East Highway more than, okay, I think this might be a stronger argument than her making like a romantic decision about the guys, because she's been kind of on the fence. I'm assuming she's flying out to see her mom for spring break. That's my assumption. That would make the most sense, obviously. And that's why she'd be at the airport. But I would love it if like she like makes a change about staying in Salt Lake. I mean, that is so hard that she lives in Salt Lake without her mom. And her mom, I think, is in Louisiana at this point, or New Orleans, which is in Louisiana. But I really hope that she does end up staying in East High. I know for a couple episodes they've just kind of let that go. And her mom was like, oh, you should stay. You should think it through. But I really hope that, really, really, really hope that she ends up staying. I kind of hope her mom moves back, at least for a period of time, you know, because that would make the adjustment easier, the decision to stay easier. Okay, Alex, I do know this movie. My family is huge Queen fans, so I've seen this movie, like, I would not lie to you, like 7 or 8 times. Like, I've seen this movie, so I know what you're talking about. I just didn't know who you meant of, like, he left the show when Bohemian Rhapsody released that weekend. I don't know. Oh, Andrew Lincoln. That's what you're saying. Okay. Andrew Lincoln left The Walking Dead. Sorry, out of context. I'm putting everything together. Andrew Lincoln, Rick from Walking Dead, left Walking Dead the week in 2018 when Bohemian Rhapsody released. Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Dress rehearsal for the transformation. That would make a lot of sense. It'd probably be like a good time for realizations too. Like, we're about to do this huge performance and all that kind of stuff. Transformation needs to be Ricky going to therapy, please. And of course, costumes and stuff for everyone else. I would love to see Ricky dealing with some of his issues, because I think, like I keep saying, he needs to talk to somebody, and someone that's not another high school student, preferably, because he's a lot on his plate and he really needs help talking to someone. I think I had heard of the Menkeys. Right. Alex is referencing that kind of from the New York area, so obviously just a little bit. But yeah. Ray bought some Spider-Man No Way Home Funkos. Pre-order? I saw those online. I'm hoping the trailer's pretty soon, because the toy stuff is coming out. So I'm interested to see that. Yeah, I hate speculating about when it's going to come out, just because then I'll get my like hopes up and then be disappointed. But I hope it's sooner rather than later. Oh gosh, sorry, I dumped my AirPods, just notified me that they're dying. Speaking of underrated DComs, Let It Shine is a great one, kind of rapid. Okay, I remember when this came out. Another DCom, sorry if we're gonna bring ones into the conversation that are overrated. Jump In, Push It to the Limit, Corbin Blue's swan song. Okay, the pinnacle of his musical career. I'm just joking. Yeah, no, there's some great Disney Channel original movies out there. That would be a good ranking video once I've like officially watched them all. We never saw Cheetah Girls. I'm so young and it was not my time. Yeah, for me, it was like only a couple years before the first Cheetah Girls came out in 2003. I was only 3 years old then. So like, obviously I didn't watch it when I was in the air, but Cheetah Girls 2 didn't come out till 2006. So by that point I was like definitely watching Disney Channel, and 2006 I think is when the original High School Musical came out. And so the first High School Musical was 2006. So I definitely was aware of the Cheetah Girls growing up. I just didn't ever watch. I mean, you kids nowadays have streaming. You can watch whatever you want, whenever you want it. Back in my day, if you didn't DVR the Cheetah Girls when it came on, you just didn't watch it. I've probably seen more bits and parts of it than I have thought, but that would be a good one to check out for sure. I was born in 2006. Oh my goodness, you guys are babies. But somehow I've seen like all the 2000s DComs. I think they probably replay them a lot more, and also with Disney Plus now, like you can watch all of them. They're all on there. So yeah, there's a lot of them. But yeah, I grew up with like Wizard of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck, which were both good. Both slapped. Were both great. And then High School Musical was obviously like my focus, but like watched the Camp Rock movies. I don't really remember. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Austin and Ally was like the first time I was like watching a show and then kind of like stopped. So that later runs of Austin and Ally I haven't seen because that's kind of when I stopped watching Disney Channel. But you don't want to know how many Funko Pops I have. Mostly post a lot of Funko Pops photos on my Instagram and it helps me be creative. That's so cool. That's such a fun outlet of like what to use them for. Yeah, mine sit on a shelf. I've got some here. I've got some at my apartment. Yeah, I've got, it's become too much of a collection and I have a little too much free time now to where I look back at stores a little bit too much. Whenever I go to Target, I find myself wandering over to the Funko Pops to grab some, and I have some good ones though. When I finally get around to doing my like Blu-ray or Funko haul for June, July, I may just combine the two. Then you guys will get to see what I've picked up. If there was a plot twist for the show, what would be the biggest plot twist for you? Honestly, and I don't want to sound ridiculous, but honestly, if they ended up winning the Menkeys and then Ricky and Nene got back together, that would be the biggest plot twist for me. And the reason I say that is because it would be so rushed. Like right now, someone made the good point of like, they've just had a week off of rehearsals. They're going into spring break. They're not going to be together. I think they're going to be a little more underprepared they've had to cut Nene's song, which they thought could win them the thing. I think they could be a little underprepared for the Menkeys. So if they ended up winning, not that I wouldn't be happy for them, but it would feel I would need a little bit more explanation. So I think those would be the biggest plot twist, just the way I see the season going right now. Or see if I can come up with anything crazy on the fly here. If I don't know, I don't think I'd come up with anything better than that. I think it would just be like anything that deviates from where I see the show actually going at this point. But then again, I didn't call the Ricky and Nene situation going the way it did as of a week ago. Like that was not where I was. So yeah. Apparently they released images of merch because a lot of people leaked it. Yeah, I always wonder, like, it would stink to work for Disney or Marvel in the like PR department because like when these toy things come out, first of all, it's a totally separate end of the company that you don't control, but then like you've got to respond to it. So that makes sense. I think people are extremely impatient for Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home, excuse me, and stuff's going to start to get leaked if it's actually out there, especially because no one believes you anymore if you're just like, dude, trust me, like as Jack says, bro, trust me is not a source, or like just continually promoting stuff or promoting theories and ideas that you have no evidence. So people are going to start getting a little bit more post friendly or, you know, Twitter finger happy when they do have evidence to post something. So Disney's going to need to combat that. And I think the best way to do it is, like you said, like releasing their official photos so that it doesn't look like they're denying them. I saw a trailer for a new one, forgot the name, but the trailer looks fun. They replayed a lot of Disney 2000s. Oh, geez. I haven't even looked at DCOMs. Upcoming DCOMs. Let's look at this, guys. Since we're on the Disney thing today. Oh, there's like 3. Oh, okay. Zombies 3, which I remember when the first Zombies came out. Now there's 2 more of them, I guess. Matt Cornett, EJ himself, is going to be in it. So that looks cool, but I don't think that's coming out anytime soon. I don't think they filmed it or anything. So the Disney Wiki, which has a Disney Channel original movie page. Scroll to the bottom, most recent stuff. In 2020, there was Phineas and Ferb the movie. Where's the upcoming stuff? Hold on, I just had it. Upcoming for 2021 is Spin, Under Wraps, and Christmas Again. Love a good Christmas movie. Speaking of Christmas movies and High School Musical, did you guys see there's going to be a Lifetime or Hallmark movie with Corbin Blue and Michaela Coleman, who plays Taylor in the original High School Musicals. They're going to be in a romance Christmas movie together, and I'm really excited about it, okay? I'm super stoked. Let's see. I'm going to look up what it's called. A Christmas Dance Reunion is the movie that's coming out. Did it already come out? The synopsis reads, a successful attorney, Lucy, is reunited with her childhood Christmas dance partner, Barrett, as the pair give the resort a new lease of life and the passion between the pair heats up. This is going to be the event of the winter, guys, okay? Corbin Blue, Monique Coleman. I'm an idiot. I was like Michaela. It's Monique Coleman, okay? And they're going to be reunited in this movie. Also, just looking at the cast, because I know way too much about the High School Musical people and like what they've gone on to do. Sasha Clements, which of course I know because we have the same name, is Corbin Blue's wife, and she's going to be in the movie too. I don't know. That sounds so cute and fun, and you know, I'm like a little too ready for Christmas again. I shouldn't be because that's going to skip like the next most important 6 months of my life, but like, yeah, okay. Spin is set to premiere in August, and Under Wraps is set to premiere in October. It says 2021. Okay, so that's exciting. Some new DCOM news for you. Let's see. A good plot twist is that North High wins and Nene stays with Asher. Do we think she's going to get in another relationship so soon? If she does, that's going to maybe be the end of Renee, because that's going to be like, oh, I was too busy for you, but like I have someone else now. That would be rough. So I think North High does win. So like my plot twist would be, I guess it would technically be a plot twist for the show is that North High wins, but like I've been kind of predicting for a while that East High is not going to win. So my plot twist would be that if East High actually does win. Can you guys still hear me? If I just realized if my AirPods die, you're not going to be able to hear me. So that's smart. That's real smart of me. Let's see. Yeah, I had watched almost all the DCOMs before Disney Plus because they would play them on Disney Channel. Yeah, they used to do a lot of reruns. A lot of reruns. I saw them. Okay, fun fact. So I used to write like TV news stuff for a website called MXDWN. I don't do that anymore, but my stuff's still up there if you would like to go read it. And so I have a lot of like Hollywood Reporter, Variety, all that kind of stuff turned on to like get the alerts like when things happen. And I got an alert saying Tom Holland and Zendaya kissed, and I was like, hold the front door, hold the phone, rushed over to grab my iPhone. I got the notification on my watch, rushed over to grab my phone, was like scrolling through this. Oh no, what happened? Oh, okay, my internet just started acting funky. Hopefully I'm still good. Hopefully I'm still here. So I ran over to grab my phone, picked it up, and started scrolling through some stuff and saw that. That's crazy. I don't know. As I get older and realize that people, no matter who they are normal people, I feel weirder about like prying into their life, like especially celebrities, because I'm like that's a little mean. But like if it's on the internet, like, and I'm just reading a news story, I'm just trying to be educated about what's going on in the world around me. Okay, like I'm not prying. I'm not the paparazzi that had the camera. Like if it's gonna get out there, it's gonna get out there. Do we think at the No Way Home premiere they're gonna like walk out together? That would be pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Movies and Train Studios, welcome. That sounds like an interesting video binging thing, but welcome. Hope your chores weren't too bad. Am I gonna go see Black Widow? Of course I'm gonna go see Black Widow. Cassidy, I hope you and your best friend have a great time. Have I noticed that they're releasing so many promo clips? Yes. And I'm not watching them. I, at this point, feel like they're going overboard to put out stuff about Black Widow because they want people to go. And I'm like, guys, I'm going. Like, I'm going to go. Don't spoil the movie for me. There was a new poster that came out featuring an actor who I had never seen before in a poster. And I feel like
it obviously can't be that big of a spoiler if they're going to put it in there, but I'm frustrated because I didn't even know he was in the movie. Okay, he was never in another one of the posters. So, like, why has he got to be in this one? So, yeah, I have noticed that they've been putting out an immense amount of clips. I think they're trying to fill the airways and get all the focus on Black Widow. I think their numbers for Loki have gone back up this past week, and so they're like focusing hard on Black Widow, getting people to go to the theaters so they make the money. That is the reason they wanted to push the movie for so long, is they wanted to make that money. So they're really, really pushing people. And I think they're really trying to get the word out about Disney Premier Access in case people are going to stay home. And I really don't like, I'm tired of the promos. At this point, it's either all cut up footage of the same thing I've already seen 100 times, or it's stuff that's going to like impact the view of the rest of the movie for me. And I just don't want to do that. What are my thoughts on Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump is one of the greatest movies ever. It is.
Can you guys hear me? Is the echo back? I'm sorry about this. For those of you who stuck around this entire time, you're real ones. You really are. Can you hear this? I'll try to hold it still so it doesn't rustle because I know how annoying that can be. Great. Awesome. Sweet. You know, Bluetooth is an amazing invention, but the battery life of AirPods is disappointing, to say the least. And the audio works great. Or the technology never works when you actually need it to, you know? Like Bluetooth in the... or anyways, whatever. That's a conversation for another day. Forrest Gump is a fantastic movie. It is great. One of Tom Hanks's great performances, or best performances, excuse me. And I love it. It's a great movie. It has such a great rewatchability factor, and it is such a classic. Such a classic. Ciela, welcome to the stream. No problem that you're late. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me to see your icon come up. Yeah, this episode was emotional. We've talked about it for a while. So if there's anything specifically you want to talk about, let me know in the comments. But yeah, definitely, it's definitely an emotional one. A very deep episode, extremely well written, extremely well acted. But yeah, it's an emotional one. D has maybe the hottest take that I have ever read. I don't think East High or North High wins. I think a third school is going to come in and win, since East High and North High have been just going at it with each other. You know, and that is such an interesting premise, because at this point, their performances are going to be compared to one another because they're both doing Beauty and the Beast. If someone else is doing another Alan Menken musical, would be Little Mermaid or Tangled. He did the music for Tangled as well. So someone just swoop in here with another movie. Totally could happen. That is actually maybe the best plot twist that could happen. Not that I don't want East High to win. I don't want their hard work to be like dismissed, but yeah. I gotta go now, Sasha. Thank you, Alex, for being here. You're the reason why I join live streams. Aw, that means so much to me. Have a great 4th of July. Eat some burgers, play with some sparklers or fireworks safely and under adult supervision. Enjoy yourself, Alex. Thanks so much for stopping by. Ray is asking, Ray, I think you were the one that recommended Flash to me last week. I haven't. The thing is, I would need to skip. I definitely watched like all of season 1 and potentially a good portion of season 2. So I would have to go back and watch like individual episodes and like skip through and scrub through to figure out what episode I'm actually on. Just because I wouldn't want to start it all totally over again, since I do understand like the dynamic between him and Iris is his stepsister / love interest name, you know? They're definitely going overboard with Black Widow. Yes, like, I think this is the thing, right? At this point, I would rather be seeing interviews with Simu Liu, who's going to play Shang-Chi, which, did you guys see his tweet yesterday, the For Mobius, where he's on, like, a jet ski? And, like, I love him. He's so cool. I would rather be getting stuff for that movie. Or, I think really, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, Disney is biding their time. Right now, Loki and Black Widow are the two things they want people to pay attention to. And they know the minute something else comes out, that's where the conversation is going to switch to. Especially because a lot of people who are the major like talkers about Black Widow, they've sent, from what I understand, they sent screeners to pretty much most people that asked for them. I actually honestly forgot to ask for a screener. And now I'm just excited to see it in theaters. But I think, yeah, I don't know why they're doing that so much. The reviews have been pretty good across the board. So I feel like they should have more confidence in the film themselves instead of trying to promote it. And I think they're trying to buy themselves time. Because once Black Widow's out for about a week and once Loki ends, Spider-Man No Way Home has got to be their focus now, especially with the releases of the toys and the merchandise. And then there's supposed to be, What If is supposed to be coming out in August, so that's going to be a lot of promo for that. And then Hawkeye and Miss Marvel, there's been no word yet to say that those movies are not, or those TV shows are not coming out. So I feel like they're trying to buy themselves some time. Which, like, I respect, but, like, just don't post anything at that point. Like, there's other stuff that goes up on the Marvel Entertainment YouTube channel. Don't keep making featurettes or promos from Black Widow. I don't want to see the whole movie before I go. If High School Musical, the musical, this series gets a season 3, what musical? So we talked about this a little bit, Diella. I think we talked a little bit about Newsies being an option. I suggested Hamilton, but yeah, I guess I don't think about some of the words in Hamilton being bad words, just because some of them are like period accurate or like words they would have used at that time, even though they're not like the word you use for someone who's born out of wedlock. It's in like the very first song in Hamilton. And I know that's not like a safe enough word for like high schools or like keeping it PG, like High School Musical, the musical, the series usually does. I think Newsies, Hamilton, some people have brought up Greatest Showman. It's streaming on Disney Plus, but it's not really a Disney movie, so I don't know. That one could be an option, maybe not. Do you have any suggestions? I think the last season of the show would be really cool if they did High School Musical 3, because they were planning to do High School Musical 2, but I feel like they wouldn't just pick that one up right after doing Beauty and the Beast. But I'd be interested to see. I think it has to be Disney related, just because of the way the company works. Okay, everyone told me my audio's good. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Do you think Asher's going to like Gina? I don't think it's, I don't know. I can't tell. Like, they just bump into each other in the promo at the airport. And so, like, I think if he's someone from their past life, I think he may try to, like, be like, I'm interested. And maybe she'll be like, oh, like, I wonder, okay. Enter the scene, okay? Gina's sitting there on her phone. He goes, hey, do I know you from somewhere? Blah, blah, blah. She sees him. There's a flashback to them in a past town she's been in. She had a crush on him or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. She comes back into this show and is like, oh, how have you been? Blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm in the Salt Lake area, like, blah, blah, blah. And then she gets a call from EJ. Bring, 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 hello. My phone's plugged in. Bring, bring, hello, Progresso. Answers the phone and goes, oh, and he's like, who's that? And it's like, it's my boyfriend or whatever. And like, then at that point, it could be like, it's EJ and Gina. EJ and Gina. You know what I mean? Sorry, I just screamed into the microphone. That probably wasn't very cool of me. But yeah. Movies and Train Studios. Have I watched Stranger Things? I have seen all of season 1 of Stranger Things. I loved every minute of it. Steve is my favorite character, with Dustin being a close second. And then season 2, I am on like the second to last episode of season 2. I checked recently. Second to last episode. I just struggled really hard to get through that season. I think all of the stuff with Will's brother and Nancy is so boring. I don't like either of them as characters, no offense. And 2 years since season 3, holy cow. Season 4 is coming this year. I think I would really like to get back into that before season 4 comes out, especially with David Harbour being in Black Widow. Like I'd love to return to him as Hopper because I really liked that character. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be like Camp Rock 2, North High 2. North High wins, but East High is proud of themselves. That is a perfect analogy. That is, what if Camp Rock is the musical they do? I'm screaming. I'm sorry. That would be a great option. There's a thought to put on the table. But yeah, no, that's definitely from the beginning of the season. That's what I think has been happening because they're a little disjointed with their production of Beauty and the Beast. Pedro has to go. Love you too, Pedro. Thank you so much for coming by. You two have a great 4th of July, a great rest of your Saturday afternoon, and a great Sunday as well. I'm going to try to watch Fear Street. This is what we talked about earlier, Movies and Train Studios. I think I've been convinced that I need to watch it. I'll check it out. I may have to wait till tomorrow because I've got some plans later today. Or maybe Monday or something when the daylight is out, because I am too scared to watch horror movies at night by myself. But Jennifer is here. Jennifer, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for coming by. Have a great stream. Guys, it was just Jennifer's birthday this week, July 1st. Go wish her a happy belated birthday on her channel. Go subscribe if you're not. She does great stuff. And for all of my horror fans, everyone asking me about Fear Street and people that are into Stranger Things and Walking Dead and stuff, Jennifer is the horror queen goddess of this side of YouTube. You have to go follow her. She does some incredible videos. Her Saw ranking video, I listen to audio only because I'm too scared to like see Billy the Puppet. But her channel is fantastic, and it's where I get all my like opinions about my horror stuff or get filled in on the info. She does a great job reviewing everything, and I think she keeps the horror genre at a pretty high standard, which is very good. Also, Jennifer has a great podcast called Behind the Movies, After the Movies, something like that. Sorry, Jennifer. The first episode is about The Exorcist. It is fantastic. Please go check her out and follow her and support her. She 100% deserves it. Absolutely love her. Have a great day, Jennifer. Thanks so much for coming by. Josh is here from After Credits. Josh, how are you? Josh and I might have a little something coming up soon. Not going to spoil it. It's not my business to tell. He just texted me. I just saw your text, Josh. Stay tuned, everyone. Stay tuned. Check out my community page. I'll make sure I promote anything there that I need to. Wink, wink, hint, hint. I feel like it would be a Camp Rock moment of East High wins. Also, I'm sorry, mind spacing. Go subscribe to Josh, okay? Josh, if I'm going to tell you why you should subscribe, give a pitch, an advertisement to all my friends, Josh does the most amazing stylized intros and outros to all of his ranking videos. Like, you think you're coming along just to watch a ranking video? Oh no, you're getting a short film, okay? My favorite, the one he just put out, was the Brad Bird intro. He did a fantastic job, used special effects and everything. And the other one that is absolutely fantastic is the Wes Anderson. It is such a funny intro if you know these directors' styles, because Josh absolutely knows them so well. And 100%, please go check out Josh's channel. Go subscribe to After Credits. You will not regret it, I promise. I feel like it would be a Camp Rock moment of East High wins. And I feel like it would be a Glee moment when them being humbled. Yeah, okay, so I made the reference to Rocky. So in the original Rocky movie, I guess spoilers for the original Rocky movie, Rocky Balboa goes 15 rounds with Apollo Creed, heavyweight champion of the world, and does not win. They kind of tie. Apollo ends up winning by default. It's an exhibition match, so I don't know that there's necessarily a true winner or loser. But it is all about him going the rounds, picking himself up off his feet, becoming the Italian stallion, being the good fighter, and learning what's important in his life. And I think that is the kind of vibes that this season really, really has. So absolutely excited for the finale of this season because if it's something like that, I think it will be handled really well. Ray, I saw in the promo for the next episode, EJ is at Ashlyn's house going through a box with a baseball glove and frisbee. What if EJ got kicked out for saying he's not going to Duke? I think that would be a little extreme of his parents. I wonder if he's just trying to like move stuff around because as of right now, he doesn't play baseball or frisbee. I don't know. That's an eagle eye, Ray. For sure, that's an eagle eye. I don't know. Do we think he got kicked out? Or maybe he's just staying with Ashlyn or they're trying to find something to do in town since the two of them are there. Yeah, Marvel Studio, I'm not going to put the comment on screen. But yeah. Those are the two words I think specifically just because they come up and every single what is it called in a musical? Reprise. Every single reprise of that Alexander Hamilton dun da 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 da. Like every version of that has like some version of those words in there. Doesn't seem too PG to me. Yeah. I think to me, those are words that were used at that time that weren't maybe they were still vulgar words, but like I definitely don't think yeah. If I'm being realistic, if I'm putting on the cap of a Disney executive of who needs to appeal to teenagers and teenagers' parents who might be a little bit more concerned about those kind of things. Totally agree with you, Marvel Studio. Totally agree. I'm totally going to try to make more of your streams. Oh, thank you, Cassidy. This was so much fun. And thank you for being a subscriber. Yeah, I want to do streams. I would love if I could get to the point where I did 2 or 3 streams a week. But right now with doing Loki Lives on Jack's channel, that takes up one night of my week. And I do these, but I would love to do more. It's just I feel like sometimes I get a little too stream happy and excited because if you guys ever do streams, I mean, it's exciting to like watch a stream and like wait for your comment to come up and that kind of thing. Apologies that I'm usually late to comments, but it's really fun. So I really want to do more later or more in the future. Like, and I would love to do it regularly. When school starts in August, I'm probably going to have to get a true schedule down. And so you guys will be the first to know about that when it does happen. Ray, I have seen this movie. I love this movie. I was on the jump rope team in elementary school. We had a jump rope team and we did like performances at like the local middle schools, like halftime and stuff. And yeah, so the double Dutch stuff of jump in is so cool to me because that was like so rang true to my own childhood. And I really loved that. I think he might have been looking for his Duke sweatshirt. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, she was wearing it at the thing. I just got so excited. She was wearing the Duke sweatshirt at the airport. That's so sweet. That's so cute. I really want them as a couple. I know Brooklyn, you and I think feel the same way about that. But yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he's wondering if she like left it. And he'll realize she's wearing it. Josh says he may have just finished uploading said upcoming thing. Yeah, like I said, go subscribe to Josh, guys. You're not going to want to miss what we have planned. Absolutely, Josh. You're so deserving of the praise. He's done one for Snyder, for Zack Snyder. He's done a bunch of them, and they're all so good. Seriously, so good. Like, Josh, I don't know how you put that much like time and effort into it. It is so fantastic. And he does all of his filming and editing and all that kind of stuff by himself. So you guys definitely going to want to check him out. But yeah, we've got some good stuff coming for you guys. I'm interested to see because I know what I did for the video, and I'm interested to see Josh's take on what we talk about. Okay, thoughts on Luca. Personally, I thought it was great. It was a fun Pixar film, unlike Soul, which made me think about the meaning. So I like Soul. I think it's a little overrated in the sense that I think Inside Out was able to tackle the internal like side of your mind, your emotions in a more fun comedic way than Soul was able to. Like you said, Soul is way more of a drama. Like it's the first Pixar movie to actually follow an adult. So I personally prefer a little bit more of the like fun, lighthearted side, even though Inside Out is definitely deep. And if you guys didn't know, they're actually both from the same director, Pete Docter, who also directed Up and Monsters, Inc. So I think Soul was fine. I think Onward didn't deserve the praise it should have gotten because of the unfortunate timing of it coming out literally the week before the world started to go on lockdown. Luca, I hate to admit this, I have not seen it. So I don't have any thoughts. I've been seeing very, very mixed things about it. I mean, I know I say any movie can have mixed reviews, but I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I'm so sorry I haven't seen it yet. When I do, I'll next stream, maybe we can just like chat about the stuff. I have a lot to catch up on. Maybe in the next stream, I can try to watch Fear Street and Luca by that point, and then I can give you my opinion. My favorite comedy from the early 2000s. Geez, that's such a good question. Also, guys, I'm going to need to go in a little bit. So get your questions in there really quick. I'll say goodbye. It usually takes me a long time to sign off because I don't ever want to end these streams. But yeah, if you have a last minute question, get it in because I'm going to be signing off soon. But I want to get to I'll finish everyone in the chat before I go. 2000s comedy movies. Let's see. Sorry, whenever people ask me, oh, it's got to be The Hangover for sure, which I probably shouldn't be. Like, that's definitely not the same vibes as the people in this stream. The Hangover is so good. Also, Legally Blonde has become one of my favorite movies recently. It is so clever and so intelligent. Those are the same things, basically, but it is so funny, and I think it really explores a really fun side, and I think Reese Witherspoon is absolutely brilliant in it. And so if you have not seen Legally Blonde, that one's going to be a lot more age appropriate for the consensus demographic of this stream. So go watch Legally Blonde. But when you guys are old enough, The Hangover is freaking hilarious. Rags is a gender swap Cinderella story on Nickelodeon, and it's good. I heard about this one coming out. I believe it came out at the same time as the other rap one that people were talking about. I've never seen it. I didn't watch as much Nickelodeon. Like, obviously I watched iCarly and a little bit of Drake and Josh, but I definitely was more of a Disney kid. Kind of always have been a little bit. I have to go soon. Bye, Marvel Studio. Thank you so much for the great stream. I really appreciate it. Have an absolutely amazing 4th. Josh, if I wanted to watch HSMTMTS, would I have to watch the films first? My vote, and other people can give your opinions. I think no, Josh, although highly recommend the first 3 High School Musical trilogy. I think it's just kind of a fun, enjoyable thing. Some of the songs, and specifically the first season, you won't notice all the callbacks, but it's definitely not going to impact your full understanding of the show if you haven't seen the full movies, or if you only have like a basic understanding of the movies. Maybe watch the first one before watching the show, but yeah, you don't need to, I don't think you need to watch all 3 yet to get into that. I was thinking the same thing, Brooklyn. Okay, they were agreeing about something. Movies and Train Studios has to go too. Thank you. I will see you guys for sure Wednesday. You'll see me on a couple other people's channels before then. You'll see me here before then. I've got some stuff planned. But yeah, probably not tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming by. And yes, Hangover is so good. So good. Ray, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I like sharing my opinions and getting to talk movies with you guys and have a little bit of like friendly debate and stuff about everything that's going on in this series particularly, but everything else in the movie world. And with that, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for staying with me for 2 hours. Let me know in the comments once this video, the like live chat closes. Like this video for sure. It helps me out a ton. And comment in the actual like permanent comments down below when you can. If Saturdays, work better than Sundays. Not sure next week what the day is going to be, and I will try really, really hard to get a new. I will try really, really hard to get a. What am I trying to say? A reminder or stream notification to you guys a little bit sooner than I did this time. I did it in like 30 minutes this time, but I wanted to create a new thumbnail because I've been reusing that one picture of me in a lot of live streams, and it was getting a little confusing, I think. Okay, also someone's saying that if you look up, Cassie is saying, if you look up Legally Blonde, there's a purse and it Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, go do this. Go do what Cassie just said. look up Legally Blonde and Google click on the purse. That's your assignment for today. That is your homework. I will double check. Friends also has this. If you look up the individual characters like Monica Geller, Chandler Bing, they have stuff like this too. Everyone, have a great rest of your Saturday. A super safe and happy, enjoyable 4th of July. And I will see you guys in my very next video. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm pretty sure all of you have. And love you guys seriously so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been the best 2 hours. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.